Now, he's won millions of fans in Benidorm playing hairdresser Kenneth Dubek, but Tony Maudsley is swapping Spain. God, that is such a funny show. For Weatherfield tonight as he makes his debut on Coronation Street.
I called in at the shop, said you were over here. I just wanted to apologise for this morning.
Are you George?
Perhaps you'd like to check my hot pot.
Yeah, of course.
Hey, that takes me back.
Really?
My old man couldn't drive within 200 yards of this place without calling in for one of the Rovers' famous hot pots. And many a night he stayed on longer than he should have. Sampling the ale, as he'd say.
You must miss him.
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Well, Tony joins me now. And Tony, this is a match made in heaven, you and Coronation Street. And I thought, why has this not happened before? But it sort of has.
Well, no, Corrie was my very first job out of drama school. So I've kind of come full circle, sort of 30 years later. So, I did a scene with Roy Barraclough in about, I think it was about 1998 or something, with the lovely Roy Barraclough. And yeah, so here I am, back 30 years later.
Extraordinary. It's absolutely brilliant. And I love your character. Of course, he is the Undertaker, the son of the late, great Roy Hudd. That is quite big shoes to be following on in, isn't it?
Just to be following. And do you know what? I'm really proud. I mean, he was such a lovely one. There's me and Roy when we were in Benidorm together a few years ago. And who'd have thought a few years down the line that I'd be taking that Shuttleworth mantle forward and carrying on his name in Coronation Street. And I'm really proud to do it. He was such a lovely man. I mean, a shame that we would never get to do any scenes together in the street. I mean, how lovely would that have been to run the Shuttleworth empire together? But yeah.
But you're carrying on the legacy, And one thing, I mean, Benidorm was a hoot. I mean, it was absolute belly laughs. It was proper sort of carry-on British comedy. I thought it was great. But I'm sure you're not missing the hot pants.
Do you know, funny you should say that. I was doing a scene with Sue Cleaver on the street last week, and it was in that week when we had that really, really hot weather, and I was stood there in a full funeral mourning suit in 30-degree heat. I was going, oh, God, maybe I do miss those hot pants after.
Maybe they would have been better. So look, it could happen, because I know that the character, George, is going to hopefully woo. Because poor old Eileen, she's had such bad luck with men, and it would be lovely to see her actually getting somebody decent for once.
Do you know what? She needs someone to spoil her, doesn't she? She needs someone that's going to come round with a box of soft centres and just make her smile for once. And I mean, the one thing about George is I know that he's not a murderer, so she's safe on that front.
Right, that's good. Well, you don't. Well, you think that, but you don't know. This is the thing about Corrie. Anything could happen. Anything could happen. But there's kind of talk of some sort of love triangle, you know, with Eileen and with Mary, and that's two women that you really don't want to get on the bad side of either one of them, I would have thought.
You really don't. And the thing is about George, I mean, he's a nice, affable guy, and he's not going to want to hurt anybody. And so at this rate, juggling all these romances, he's not going to have time to bury anyone, is he? Well, exactly. And I read in the papers yesterday, little did I know, that there's another name in the mix. So, I mean, there's going to be 3 women chasing him by the sounds of it. I mean,
well, I don't blame them, frankly. And there is a severe shortage of males that should be chased on Coronation Street. So it's good to have. You know, look, you should have started a little while ago, but obviously because of the world that we live in, it wasn't to be. But you're firmly got your feet under the table. What was the first day like? You know, when you walk in, and especially your first scene was the Rovers, I believe.
It was it was in Rovers. It was with the lovely Patty Clare, who made me feel very, very welcome. It was a strange start, really. I mean, I guess if I'd have started when the show was at full throttle, it'd have been a lot more nerve-wracking. But as it was, it's all slowed down. It's all very diluted. A lot of the actors I haven't even met yet, and I've been there for 2 months. But that's just the nature of the beast at the moment. Just the way we're having to film. So I still very much feel like the new boy. Every time I go in, I'm meeting a lot of new people. So I feel like every day's a new day at the moment. But yeah, no, it was so exciting to be in the Rovers with Mary. I mean, she's a funny, funny lady, and he's really got off on the wrong foot with her, hasn't he?
He really has. Yeah, we're going to see that. We're going to see that tonight.
This is not mine and Sue's first time at the rodeo. Me and Sue were married about 20 years ago in a show called City Central. So we're old flames, me and Sue.
Oh,
She sends her love, by the way. She just phoned me. She said, make sure you give Lorraine my love.
Oh, that's really kind. That's really kind of her. And that's great when you've got a pal, isn't it? Because
Absolutely.
you know when you go into any job, if you've got somebody there that's a mate and it's like instantly you know each other, you trust each other, just makes it that little bit easier.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, when I met for the part, Sue came in and read with me. Very kindly came in and read with me, and we did have an instant connection. I mean, when we worked together 20 years ago, we got on so well. And that spark was absolutely still there. And I felt it. I think Sue felt it. And the producer and the casting director obviously felt it because they said, I think we found our George. So here I am.
Oh, it's great. And it was meant to be. It was absolutely meant to be. I can't wait to find out more about him. I mean, that's the great thing about Coronation Street. You get to know these characters. And I really hope that he hasn't got some sort of dark, demonic nature that's buried underneath him, that he's actually going to be, because we need some decent blokes on the street.
Well, he does work in an undertaker, so anything could happen. But at the moment, he's a really nice, he's a charming, affable guy. He's got a twinkle in his eye. He's a little bit mischievous. He's obviously got an eye for the ladies, but they've obviously got an eye for him too. So I think there's going to be some romance. And the way I see George at the moment, he's sort of like a version of the used car dealer of the funeral business. You know, if you're looking for a cheap mahogany coffin, he'll probably do you a bit of a deal. Find you a nice cemetery with.
And also for you, because obviously we're used to seeing you in comedy roles. We're used to seeing you in the likes of Benidorm, of course. That's such an over-the-top character. But this is the thing about Corrie, it does comedy so well, and tragedy, obviously, and drama. And you get a chance to do all of these things. Yeah,
I mean, just the nature of the role. I mean, he's obviously not going to be doing comedy all the time. I mean, there's going to be sad times ahead for certain people, and you can't be sort of laughing and joking in those situations. But I think there is always comedy to be found in death, isn't there? So the possibilities are endless. But yeah, and Eileen is one of those characters that treads a line, isn't she, between comedy and tragedy? So hopefully I'll go on that journey with her.
Oh, I can't wait to see it. I think it's going to be so exciting. And it's just, like I said, it is a match made in heaven. There are just certain people that should be in Coronation Street. It's just, you know, it just makes sense, doesn't it?
Do you know what? I have to say I'm so happy to be here because I'm a massive fan of the show and I always have been. The show fascinates me. I mean, its history and that wealth of characters that's gone through the decades, and to be part of that now, it's a bit of a dream come true for me. So I'm so chuffed to be there.
Good. Well, we can't wait to see you. And it's tonight, 7:30, of course, on ITV. Thank you so much, Tony. Don't forget, you can watch full episodes of Lorraine on the ITV Hub and all the best clips, compilations and playlists right here on our channel. Just subscribe now and you'll never miss an upload. Click here to watch another video similar to this one, or click here to head to our channel's homepage to explore all of our exciting videos.